Hi guys, welcome back to another timeless reading. This is for Sunday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Right? I had to do that. Okay, so this is not bad. So it's a timeless reading because I know it's just everything is just shifting, right? Everything is changing and transforming, moving forward. Okay, so pulling from the Maccabee Tarot cards, this is a really amazing deck, really deep, got some great meanings in there. Starting out with the Eight of Bones is the Eight of Wands, so something coming out of the blue Sagittarius energy. For some of you, you've been calling in love, maybe you're manifesting it, like, we're on the 4th, so it's just like, the beginning of the month, maybe you did your salt and cinnamon ceremony, or, you know what I mean, like with myself, I'm trying, like, because they're like, doing things in a new way. So I've been sitting there and, using like manifestation words or things that I want to do in my passwords and stuff like that. So it's like repetitively doing it. And it's also trying to change your mindset too, right? Like, because I've been in this kind of, I don't know, it's like that kind of, it's like you're happily, like everything's paid for, but I always get like this, like it's just like, this is where it's like starts from Mother's Day all the way till September, where it's just like every single month there's something going on or multiple things going on. It's not as bad as last year, or not bad, but it's great to celebrate things, but it's just like, you know what I mean? You put so much pressure on yourself. I am a single parent, God bless the things that are brought into our lives and stuff like that, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, you feel like your efforts are being matched, you know what I mean? By like your financial, output. Like what you put out is not what you're financially getting in, if that makes sense. So I just feel it's like that. I always get like this, and then it's like, things come in, I'm just like, what the heck was I worried about? You know what I mean? Like I always know that, Yahweh Yeshua take care of us. Like I always do the most to be like, you know what? I'm not going to sit there and say no to opportunities, because it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, this is an opportunity to fix that situation. Not all money is good money. But, you know what I mean? It's just like opportunities to change things. I definitely feel like we're going through this transition kind of phase. I know with myself, someone keeps trying to bring up things from the past, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to live in there no more. It's been, 30 some odd years? Like, I don't want to live in that energy. I don't want to talk about that energy. Like, you know what I mean? I think my response now is just not to say anything, because it's just like falling on deaf ears. You know what I mean? We have the 10 of Daggers, so it's just like deceit, but it's like the sun coming in, so it could be like, you know what I mean? Like, I know with my girly there, Alora, it's just like she's been going through some shit, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I wish I could freaking help her. Like, I wish I could do something to change this, you know what I mean? I don't believe in casting spells or anything like that. I do, believe in prayer. I do, this is just who I am. You do what resonates with you, but it's just like sitting there and, Pluto just went into, retrograde, but it's bringing up truths, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's where the 10 of Daggers, it's just like, you know what? There are truths, but then it's just like, there's truths we don't want to talk about. There's truths that we don't want to relive. There's things that we do not want to, it took us hell and high, it took Yahweh and Yeshua to drag me through those situations. You know what I mean? I don't mean like in a bad way. Like they're the ones that did it. They like, you know what I mean? I was so exhausted and, just everything. I was fried, and it's just, you know what I mean? My face in the ground, just dragging me through it. And it's just like, you'll get through this. Don't worry. You know what I mean? So 4 crystals, holding everything close to our chest. Here's positive comfort. I was just like literally talking about this. Holding everything close to our chest because we're in a fear of losing it. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is going back to childhood, you know what I mean? Where it's just like situations where it's just like that fear is instilled in us. I made sure, I do everything I can to make sure my kids don't live through that. Obviously, certain situations I cannot avoid, with their father passing away. It's just like, I couldn't do nothing about that. You know what I mean? I said, like, let's go to the doctors. Let's do this. You know what I mean? Grown-ass man. You can't force them to do anything, But it's also, with myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm angry he passed away. But it's just, what can I do? It's not going to bring him back. I'm just wasting my energy. So it's just being grateful for the time that we have, being grateful that I have, our boys, and, just keep moving forward. Be the type of widow he would be proud of. You know what I mean? I keep hearing that. Be the type of widow he would be proud of. So That's like one of the passages I wrote in one of my books. We have the strength card, and I feel like this is where it's kind of like where spirit is just like, you feel this apprehension, you feel scared, you feel, you're going to fall on your face and fail. That's the biggest thing for me, is I'm going to fail as a mom. You know what I mean? Even though I don't, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's my fear. Like, they know that I can't give them everything that I wish that I could give them. You know what I mean? But they can see how hard I work and how hard I try. You know what I mean? Like, I do my very level best to make sure that, whatever I'm putting my, things into is that, we're doing it as a family. We're sitting there and it's just like, they know that I, when I'm working extra hours or anything like that is because I want to sit there, and it's just like, everybody in Canada could relate to this, especially New Brunswick. It's like, basement heat has been off for I don't know how many weeks now, and a hydro bill's higher. It's like, how do you justify that? How is my hydro bill higher when I use less heat? Like, I don't understand. Like, it doesn't bueno. And they're like, oh, we did it. And I'm like, let us get an independent person to look at all the facts. Not some goon you paid off. Like, pisses me off. But, again, it's just like where you sit there and make your efforts to make change, it's like it's not met. When I opened my bill today, I was just like, ugh. But anyway. But we have the Chariot. It's like you are the victor wearing the wreath. You are guiding your cart. Not every day is going to be a great day. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I opened that bill. It pissed me off. But it's just like, you know what? Keep moving forward. You know what I mean? I still got responsibilities. I still got things to do. You know what I mean? So it's just like, nothing I can do about it, clearly. You know what I mean? You make your best efforts to make sure that the bill isn't crazy, and no matter what, it's just, they just pull it. It's like kind of pulling numbers out of a barrel. You know what I mean? It's like, you're going to pay this month. It's like, I was hoping that it would be less. Idiots. We have the Ten of Crystals, which I love because it's just like this kind of energy. And it's just, you know what I mean? A Ten of Pentacles. It's like unconditional love. You know what I mean? Will you make it? Is this an absolute yes? You're fearful. And the universe is like, you have nothing to fear. Ten of Pentacles is one of the most powerful cards you can get in a minor pulling. Minor cards. Minor Arnica. And, oh my gosh. Minor card pulling. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I love that, bonus card there. Ten of Pentacles. We have the Six of Daggers. So this is, or the Six of Swords. It's like telling you, it's like, we choose to move forward. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what it is. We're talking about, ghosts of the past. You know what I mean? Dredging up dead bodies, as some people would like to call it. It's just like, leave it alone. You know what I mean? We lived through it. We've learned through it. It's like, move on. We're living through it. You know what I mean? We're choosing to leave that alone because it's just like, it doesn't serve a purpose. It's wasting your energy. I feel like a lot of us just feel like kind of sluggish. I feel, you know what I mean? I have to do blood work on Friday. So it's like, oh, this is going to be a fun week. We just literally had Passover. My body is starting to get used to, like, eating, like, bread again. And, when you do blood work, you do the most. You're eating clean and everything because you don't want the doctor to be like, oh, firm. You're this and this and this. I don't drink pop or anything like that, but still. It's just like, I don't need a... You know what I mean? At my age, it's like, do I need a lecture? Like, I'm premenopausal, too, so it's just like... I got a lot going on. When they talk about change and transition, it's like, dang. Like, can we, calm down a little bit? I did start... I always tell you guys, the stuff that I use. So, the wild yam cream, you could get it off of... Dr. Barbara O'Neill was talking about it. Love her. She's huge on TikTok. They started taking a lot of her videos down. You'll see her once in a while doing lives, but you know what I mean? She's big on Facebook. Just, you know what I mean? Be careful on the things that you do. Some things, you know what I mean? I tried some of the things. I actually am allergic to some of the things that she suggested. My tongue swelled out. So I'm just like, maybe not do that. You know what I mean? So it's like, be careful. I always start off small. I started, I think it's MenoSmart or something like that. I got it off of Amazon to help with my mood swings and the hot flashes. So, I think I'm on day 3 of it. So I feel like it's helping, you know what I mean? But we'll see. I just feel like I'm a blazing inferno all the time. It's just, it's crazy. But, I guess winter's going to be my new favorite month. My new favorite season. It literally stopped snowing here, and it's just like, okay, now it's going to be 45 in a couple of weeks, and it's like, There's no transition period. You know what I mean? Like we literally had no spring. It was just like friggin'. It's still like 0 at night sometimes. Even I think it was like Friday. It was like -2, so it's like 32 Celsius. It's like or lower. It's just like you know, whatever. Take the good. It's just all about how your perspective, how you take it. You know what I mean? So if you're kind of like me, kind of like you know, I know for me, it's like I need a timeout, which is coming. So you know what I mean? I just it's long overdue. It's just the way that things worked out last year. You know, it kind of paying for it this year, but it's just like it is what it is. There's nothing I can bitch about it till the cows come home. It ain't gonna change nothing. You know what I mean? So it's just like get through that and then, you know, just unplug. You know, take that break, that much needed break. You know what I mean? Kind of recalibrate. It's funny though. It's like you look forward to things, and it's just like I have a feeling something's gonna come up. I just, you know what I mean? That's how it always happens. But during this time, if you're going kind of things through like myself, just be kind to yourself. Make sure you're drinking your water. I know, like, yeah, it's great to drink the sweet drinks and all that good stuff, but you know what I mean? It really dehydrates you. Make sure you're drinking your water. Make sure you're getting your rest and rejuvenation. When you're sitting there and you're bored, just be like, you know what? Thank God I'm bored. You know what I mean? Because I know once upon a time I was like, oh my gosh, I would give anything to be. I would see people posting on Facebook, I'm bored. I'm like, I would give anything to be bored right now. You know, after Shane passed away, it's just like your brain is just freaking like a hamster wheel. It won't shut off. You know, so it's like, just be kind to yourself. You know, it doesn't cost anything to be kind to yourself. If nobody's being kind to you, be kind to yourself. You know, this is the longest relationship, unless you're a spiritual person, you're going to have. You know what I mean? So as things are, you know, shifting, I know everybody keeps posting, especially like, you know, on my Facebook group page where, you know, getting a lot of new people. Everyone's like, when? Everybody's timeline is different. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's where you're putting your efforts. Me, I know where I need to make changes. I've made those changes. I am seeing the change in that respect, but it's just like, you know, trying to grow things other ways. It's just like, you know, where's that? You know, all I keep is, you know, I don't know if I'm sure you know by now, you know, when I post like Shabbat stuff, it's just like, you know, we don't post from Friday sunset till Saturday sunset. You know what I mean? And they're just like, oh, to get more interaction, you need to post every day. It's like, my soul, Facebook likes and followers are going to get you anywhere in your spiritual life. You know what I mean? Like, we all know where we're, I feel like where your heart is, being a good person, that is what's going to, you know, transition till, you know, the next part of everything. You know what I mean? Obviously, all of us want to live a good, happy, you know, fruitful life. You know what I mean? But, you know, some of us have to work harder for, I am that type of person. I have to work 10 times 1,000 harder than other people. I know people that get handed everything and they just, you know, it's like it's trash. It's just like, damn, man, you are not appreciative of all the, like, literally gets handed. Well, they do some things for it. They scheme and scam and, you know, treat people like trash, use people. And it's just like, that's not me. I rather get, you know, hard work, you know, it's gotten me this far. I'm going to keep going. It just, you know what I mean? It's just that my to-do list is weighing on my mind a lot. But, you know what I mean? Do the best you can every day. Be kind to yourself. Biggest thing. You know, you didn't get it done today. By God's grace, tomorrow's another day. You know? Sometimes, like, even myself, this week I thought this was going to happen. It switched. Nothing I can do about it. It's like, either you take the opportunity and make the most of it, or you sit there and don't do it. You know? So, it's all of what we make of it. You know, areas that we feel like if you're doing the best you can in certain areas and it's not changing, there's a reason for it. We don't understand it right now, but in due time we'll understand. You know, sometimes we like people and it's like spirit sees conversations you're not having, or they know you deserve better. There's things that you're not seeing, or you're kind of being oblivious to. You know what I mean? You're kind of overlooking things. Our heart is a wonderful creature, you know, but it also could be, you know, our biggest enemy. Where it's just like, you know, gotta listen to the brain sometimes when it comes to those situations. Because it's not working out, it has nothing to do with you. It may be like, you know what? Haven't we learned from the past? Look at the decisions you made in the past. We're trying to trying to stop the repetitiveness of these mistakes. You know? So, I feel like it's your moral compass, what you want to do and how you want to move forward. We can either keep repeating, the past mistakes or learn from it and see where it'll evolve. Obviously, sometimes it's not going to look the way that we want, but there's a reason for everything. There's a purpose for everything. And I know those sound like so generic words because I keep getting that when this questioning things. And I'm like, you know what? If I had those answers, I would give it to you. You know what I mean? Unless I do a personal reading for you, I have no idea. And even then, they may even tell you information you didn't want to hear. It's like, I wanted to hear information about this. Well, they wanted you to know this. Everybody's different. I could pull cards on it, but it may not be as crystal clear as you think it should be. So get your own personal deck. Go on AliExpress, go on Temu, get yourself a deck, and go on astrologyanswers.com and look for the definitions. And see what they're trying to guide you to. Don't get obsessive about it, but see where the guidance takes you. So thank you guys for watching another timeless reading. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next one.